Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly group call on behalf of me and my business partner, Austin Troyer, and the team at Speaker Focus. We are here to deliver another exciting topic for you. Today, we're going to talk about how to create sellable and bookable topics for your speaker business. Again, today, we're going to go all the way in for a few hours on the live Q&A call. We're going to talk about how to create sellable and bookable topics for your speaker business. As we are going through this session, and I'm going to give you strategies and tips and tools and techniques and copywriting skills. I'm going to teach you a very specific formula of how you're going to create your headlines, topics, titles, descriptions, how to create the signature programs, how to make your signature programs appealable to target buyers. In other words, are your programs speaking to the target buyer in a language that they understand? I'm going to help many people on the call with being able to come up with very sellable and bookable topics. This one is a big struggle for speakers all across the world. This is one I used to have a really big problem with. This one is absolutely devastating to your speaker career. This is why we tackle it in module 1, is how to build a bookable brand. No, I apologize. How to supercharge your platform skills and attract high-paid speaking engagements. And as I'm going into airplane mode in here real quick, because I do not want to be disturbed, I can tell you this. The number one reason why we address your messaging first is because I say it, and you hear me say it another million times, because consistency equals predictability. If you're consistent with your message, then the target buyer knows what to expect out of you. They don't have time to play guessing games with you, nor your signature programs, nor your sales tools, or any social proof that you have. So it's very important that you put forth the best effort when designing your messaging. Remember, this is without a doubt, I would tell you, the two biggest questions that I get as I've been traveling for the past 34 years and all these thousands of bookings that have taken me all over around the globe multiple times. The number one question I get is, KTR, what is the fastest way to start booking speaking engagements? They should be asking me, what are the steps to start booking the high fee speaking engagements? If you don't do the steps, you're not booking anything. The biggest challenge that any speaker has, and this is typically what happens when you ask, especially a newbie, a bloviator, or wannabe, everybody's stuck in motivational speaking purgatory. When you ask them the question, what do you speak about? Oh, they start telling you they could speak about anything. Oh, KTR, I could speak about anything. But the conference coordinator doesn't want to hear that you could speak about anything. They want to hire, remember, specialists. They want to hire subject matter experts. They want to hire leading authorities. They want to hire trusted advisors. They want to hire the very best that the industry and their market has to offer. And very simply put, if you come in there half-assed with some speaking topics or kind of flopping around, you know, I hear this every day. And, you know, my perspective is always sharp because I deal with this every day. I'm not out of practice. Let me get it clear for those of you who don't understand what's going on. This is the #1 platform for speaker marketing ever created in the history of business, period. I am the world's #1 speaker coach. Get used to it, come to love it, learn to love it, because it's the best thing going in this professional speaking industry today, period. Now, since that's the case, I have to deal with some ridiculous type of people every single day that have a defeatist and a delusional mindset. Those are the people who are stuck in motivational speaking purgatory, who don't understand that it's not about them. Let me get something, excuse me, clear about your messaging right off the break. Because nobody else in this industry seems to want to take the time to talk to you about this kind of stuff, by the way, which is the most important thing, because you're not going anywhere and you have nothing to sell if you don't have a strong message. I'm not talking about some weak-ass, half-ass, put-together message. Something that when you talk to your friends about, you're a little bit smarter than them, it sounds real good to them. I'm not talking about impressing your stupid ass friends. I'm talking about, do these topics make sense to the target buyer? The person with the check in their hand that is interested in hiring you to speak. They don't want hype, they want help. So how is your message helping? How are you going to articulate this message where it is organized in such a way that it is going to help their target audience? Because remember, I talked about this last week, the gatekeeper, talked about the week before last, about the mindset of the gatekeeper. Now today we're talking about how to create sellable and bookable topics for your speaker business. So the target buyer with the check in their hand who wants to book you to speak, you have to build trust with them first. They have to read your signature programs and your messaging. And when they do, if it's good enough, and only when it's good enough, are they going to grant you permission to get in front of their target audience? That's their audience, not yours. Let me be clear about that. You don't control anything except for the messaging. Now, you do control the marketing, and we talk about this with you on the Speaker Focus platform. When you better marketing equals leverage. When it's a win-win situation, that's when you have a meeting planner and a speaker who is properly paired because your marketing is aligned with their goals. Your sales tools, they can see that. What are some of the things in your sales tools is going to be the messaging formula that we're teaching you in here for all of your signature programs. Then and only then when they read that, and let me say to you that they don't want to talk to you first. They want to do some research on you. Yeah, they're going to try to crawl up your ass with a microscope. That's what we're doing. So you better be ready and prepared. It all starts with your messaging. Listen, if your messaging is horrible, which is one of the problems that a lot of you face, I'm seeing constant homework assignments. When I say half-ass, I'm talking half-ass. And I got to say what it is because I used to do the same exact thing. You're not trying hard enough. You're not digging deep enough. You're turning in bullets. There's 1 or 2 words. Are you serious with this stuff? I can tell any of you right now, I'm just going to send it right back to you. And I'm going to tell you to follow the formula because a lot of you still aren't following the formula. You're not smarter than the system. Follow the formula. Take it step by step, by step, by step, by step, by step, by step. Don't skip any steps. The conference coordinator is not going to put you in front of whose audience is it? It's not your audience. You haven't been granted permission. You don't earn the right to be granted permission to get in front of that audience unless you manage the situation with the target buyer first. I talk about this in module 2. You think that they're the same, but they're not. The target buyer is the person who controls your money. It's the person who is directly responsible for purchasing professional speaking services. Chair, committee members, conference coordinators, meeting and event planners, people who want to hire you to speak. Then you have the target market. That's going to be the youth market, speaking to kids, the faith-based market, speaking to churches, the government contracting market, the college market, the corporate, and the association market. Now, whichever one you decide that you want to go into, the target audience, you're going to be granted permission to speak in front of the target audience by the target buyer. See, you don't get access to anything. They're not going to give you the keys to unlock the gate to put you in front of their target audience unless your messaging is on point. So the first thing I want to share, and I see we have our first question for tonight, or a couple comments, is stop being selfish with your messaging. You heard me. Stop being selfish. The message is not yours. It is for you to share with the whole entire world. A lot of you out there talking about, I have a story. Yeah, everybody has a story. The conference coordinator doesn't give a damn about your raggedy ass story until you start putting the following things in front of them. And then I'm going to go back to what you're supposed to be putting in front of them first. Think about this when it comes to your message, and I'll come back to that. 3 things the conference coordinator wants you to do. Number 1, if I trust your tired story, if I believe in your speaking ability, if I look at your speaker video demo, check out your website, look at your speaker info kit. After that, to move forward, for me to book you, see, a lot of you just want to go to the booking first. The booking is the reward. When I get a chance to put my suit on and I'm looking like $1 billion worth of real money, when I have the 3-piece suit on, pockets square, matching a tie and matching the socks, shoes always matching the belt. You see how I get down. All you got to do is just go and look at the pictures on the internet. When you're dressed in pristine condition, you are then ready for the performance piece and you are ready to deliver your message. But some of you are not ready right now, and that's okay. It was a point in time in my professional speaking career when I wasn't ready. I see the questions piling up. Troya, somebody has the nerve to interrupt me while I'm trying to go through the main 3 things you're going to need. I'm going to get to you in a second. Are you going to help the target buyer with the following things? Number 1 is, are you going to help me achieve the desired outcomes that I have for my members or my audience? Number 2, are you going to help them achieve their learning objectives? And are you going to give them key takeaway strategies? In other words, am I going to, when I walk through the door, am I going to be better than when I came through the door, when I leave? You're not a real leadership speaker or empowerment speaker unless you can teach other people exactly what you know how to do and also increase their wealth and their net worth. And I'm not just talking about money. Okay, Troy, we're a little backed up here. I see the questions and the comments are starting to flood in here. Let's see what we have first. Okay, we have, wait a minute. We have Laurel Erica. Okay. Okay, Austin, Laurel says she's having a login issue on the training platform. If you could address that, it would be mostly appreciated. Okay, Austin already addressed that. Ha ha! That's why it's called partnership, ladies and gentlemen. He's already on it. He left her a detailed message. Okay, all right, I don't see any more messages or comments in there other than you and Laurel. No problem, Austin. I appreciate you taking care of that for me. Now, let's open up the Pandora's box in this training. Ladies and gentlemen, always understand on the Speaker Focus platform, class is always in session. I don't care what you're doing. If you're hanging with your family, if you're with your significant other and you're trying to be all lovey-dovey, class is always in session. You should always be learning something. Give me a second. I've had about 22 calls a day. Remember, kombucha. It's the multi-green, only 60 calories. This stuff is amazing. Okay, now, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how to create sellable and bookable topics for your speaker business. So now, the key is, are you going to put together your messaging, follow the messaging formula, by the way, in order to get the attention of the target buyer? Now, let's start with an ideology, because I'm getting ready to go all the way in on this one right here. And I want you to understand, a lot of the edge that I have is because you get tired of seeing the same thing all the time. Now, you know we're here to help you, and I don't mind. For the people who are serious about growing their speaker business, this is what we're here for. This is what we're in business to do. But there's a lot of people who, they just want to hear themselves talk. They're not really interested. See, what you are is, remember the scene in the movie Good Will Hunting? And you remember when Will was in the bar and him and his friends were over there trying to talk, but this was before they went over, and he would start talking to the female. Well, it was some guy that was reciting things from a book, trying to pass it off as his own knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with reading. I got over 1,500 books in my personal library. I've read thousands and thousands of articles on in-flight magazines all over the world. I constantly do research every single day. It's one of the funnest things that I love to do. But the guy was trying to impress the woman with you know, maybe she didn't know the information, but he did. And see, this is what a lot of us do. We try to get in our little circle of friends and our little bubble that we created. And we want to sit there and act like we're smarter than everybody else. Well, let me tell you something. When you're putting together your signature programs, I don't want to hear anything. I'm sick of hearing people quoting my dear friend, my mentor, my colleague, Les Brown. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. You have read more books than just Les Brown. I'm sick of hearing about Stephen Covey. I'm sick of hearing about Dr. Miles Monroe. I'm sick of people quoting all these other people, and you are not going to roll their strategies and their signature programs into your signature program. Where's your individuality? Do you even care? Some of you are not digging deep enough to get your signature programs. I'm sick of hearing you quote stuff from other people. Stephen Covey. If I got to hear you keep saying stuff from other authors, let me tell you something what the conference coordinator is going to do to you when you start quoting other people. Am I buying a Covey training system? Am I buying Zig Ziglar or Dale Carnegie or any of the forefathers who were there to lay the foundation for us as speakers? No, that's not what I'm looking at when I go to your website. That's not what I should see when I look at your signature programs. And it better be not what I see. It better not be, I apologize, what I see when I go look at your speaker video demo. So the first thing you need to take away from this training is you better be prepared for originality. Start building a brand. Stop following behind all these other speakers. I keep telling you this. Stop. I want to know your ideology, what your approach is to leadership. Now, remember the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide is leadership. So you should be creating leadership topics that the market is already buying. It just makes it easier for you to have a sellable and bookable topic, which is what we're talking about on our Zoom call tonight. This session is dedicated to all those that really don't want to work hard to come up with your signature programs. I'm sick of hearing this shit when I look at the signature programs. You think you're going to get your signature programs by me before I let you talk to a conference coordinator? And I'm not going to see that sound like something that I heard before? The whole purpose of you designing signature programs is so we don't hear the languaging. It's called market differentiation, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get any points for spelling. Look it up. Market differentiation. It's a derivative of different. Are you willing to be different? I need to see different. I am not comfortable releasing you out into the marketplace if you do not have some different topics. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is just understand that you were uniquely and specifically designed. You were wired for uniqueness. And the way I present my words, my ideology, the way I put together my word sequences, there's nobody in the history of professional speaking that has ever done that before, ever, 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 ever. I'm #1. Get used to it. You know it and they know it. What makes me #1? Perhaps it's the fact that I over deliver every single time because I know that the content is all that matters. When I tell you I'm #1, it's not me. It's not ego. It's facts. Now, this is the reason why I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on copywriting courses. Steve Harrison has a great copywriting course. A lot of other people that are very skilled at copywriting. I tell you that your best skill is not your ability to speak. Some of you need to shut up and start doing more writing. Your best skill is your ability to write great copy. This is why we address this in module #1. This is why we address it in module 1. And for those out there who are writing copy, watch this. Your sellable topics and your bookable topics, it is all going to start with the way you put together your words. See, if you can't put together the proper signature programs and you're not very skilled at writing, and writing is a skill, just like marketing is a skill. Some of you think you can't get better at it, but I see students on our platform getting better with their writing every single day. Some of you just don't want to deal with the discomfort of thinking about your own topics. So this is what's going to get you in trouble, because when you start trying to sound like Covey or Les Brown or Zig Ziglar or Brian Tracy or Chicken Soup for the Soul, that shit's been done already. But what you have to offer to the marketplace has not been done. The way you do it and the way you deliver it, I'm telling you, it's too many of you worrying about what the other speakers are doing. You're worrying about what this female speaker's doing over here, and you're so enamored about what she's doing, you don't think it's possible for you to get on her level. Or guys, I hear this day in and day out with all the other speakers there are in the marketplace. Where do I fit in? Where's your confidence? Where's your belief in yourself? That's where it all starts. All these other speaker coaches, they know it. They're not better than me. This is not some type of weak hypothesis or hyperbole. This is the fucking facts. And it ain't nothing you could do about it. Now, when you want to start working harder than me or staying on a treadmill longer than me, you want to square off toe to toe, we can actually fight about it if you actually want to get down and dirty with it. And let's see who wins. You're not harder than me. You don't have the sustainability. You don't give a damn about your client base. You don't know more about marketing or sales because you don't want to get down there and wallow in the filth and slime and the muck and mire and deal with your own problems. You don't want to deal with your marketing pain. So this is what it takes to be number one. I have to tell it to you every single week. You have the ability to be number one too. If you stop jocking what somebody else is doing and you get in your own methodology, your own ideology, your own approach to leadership or empowerment, if you stick to what it is that you do and you start listening to your own words, listen to yourself, let pen hit paper and start writing. We already gave you the formula. But again, some of you think you're smarter than the system, and then the other half of you just don't want to try real hard. But God bless the ones who are actually turning in their homework assignment and want to get better at it every single day. It's possible for you to get better. Now, if you believe that this was going to be, that it was going to be easy, I told you on your first call with me that I make it look easy, but it's not. Putting together your signature programs is the hardest thing you're going to have to do on this platform. It is. And that's why I deal with it first. Face your fears. You heard that plenty of times before. I don't know who wrote it. It's not mine. But deal with your shit. That's the way I would say it. Now, if you're going to deal with it, let's deal with it and pick up a skill and let's continue to move forward. Because all this, what's going to happen is you're going to improve. You're going to get better and better and better at what it is that you're doing. Now, what I've learned over a number of years is the individuality part is one of the most important parts. See, if you just stop looking at what everybody else is doing, if you stop being so caught up in what they're doing and you spend more time on what you're doing. See, when you've been up against the best competition in the world like I have, then you're going to walk around acting like LeBron James. And LeBron knows he's the best in the league. He's the best conditioned. He's the most athletic. LeBron could go out and score 55 points every night if he wanted to, but no, he wants to get other people involved. You're not a real leader unless you're teaching other people how to do what you know how to do. So my thing is, what about your messaging? Do you understand that, watch this, the words that you write, the words that you speak has a profound impact on other people? Excuse me. So therefore, I suggest you take a long look at your approach. I am not going to allow you to do it halfway. I'm not going to allow you to dance around the topics that I know that you have inside you. See, watch this. These are life experiences. It's about your upbringing, your past, your pain, your pitfalls, all the financial devastation that you've been through, foreclosures, repos, water, gas, electric, utilities cut off multiple times, some sorry-ass relationship that has not served you well, fake friends, family sucking the life's blood out of you, people taking money, people mistreating you, the abuse that you had to go through, some team that you didn't make back when you was in the 8th grade. I don't give a damn what it is. I want you to go back and feel that, because as soon as you start dealing with that, pour your life experiences through the formula that me and Austin created. And then you will start to see that now it's going to start unraveling. The individuality and the lack thereof is staggering to me when I talk to people every day. People that's reciting stuff from other people's program is the problem that we have. But it's the main opportunity. It is the window of uniqueness that I talk about all the time. Don't you understand that there's so much fake shit going on right now that you and all your realness, it's time for you. It's time to usher in a new way to do business. The conference coordinator they're begging for you to come through the door with something real, so they don't have to put you in the category with 80% of the other speakers. The jackwagons, the blowhard, the motivational speakers, the people that's, the inspirational speakers is going over the top with the hype. They want people with a skill set. Marketing, ladies and gentlemen, is a skill set. Copywriting skills is a skill set. Now, I've probably taken in the neighborhood of pushing $30,000 to $40,000 worth of copywriting courses. Just copywriting courses alone. Oh, but KTR, well, why'd you have to take so many copywriting courses? Look at the way that our copy is written in our ads. Every time Austin asked me to generate a new ad set. Now, we work on this as a team. Austin has excellent copywriting skills as well. Now, obviously, he's looking for the skill set to come from me with my knowledge and my background of speaking. And then you have to put the call to actions on it and really get it to, you have to get the copy to speak to the target buyer in the language that they understand. So the reason why your ad isn't converting because your copy's horrible, the reason why the conference coordinator's not looking at your brochures because the copy sucks, the reason why your Facebook posts aren't resonating with your sales funnel on the back end, and I'm not talking about those fake ass likes that people are giving you because you put a nice picture up. I don't give a damn about those likes. I'm talking about likes that matter, likes that convert into sales, leads, hot prospects, conference coordinators, meeting and event planners, chair members, committee members, people with a budget in their hand looking to book you for speaking engagements. Are you attracting those kind of leads on a consistent basis? Because if you are, then that means that you are writing great copy, because everything has to do with the way the copy is written and the words that you speak out of your mouth. Articulation, ladies and gentlemen, equals financial sensations. How about that? And if you're not articulating your message the right way, you can forget about turning profits. So I hope that you're understanding what is going on. The number one thing you're lacking is your messaging isn't organized. And therefore, when the conference coordinator wants to book you to speak, that's where the big dogs are separated from the little puppies. That's where the grown folks are going to go in a room by themselves and talk about the money, while the little kitties are going to stay over here and play in the sandbox, because your marketing isn't strong enough. And if your marketing isn't strong enough, that means that your copy is horrible. Do you understand what I mean when I say copy? I'm not talking about copywriting. Your ability to write words to hook the conference coordinator, get the meeting planner interested in your messaging. If you can't do that on a high level, you're gonna be in trouble. I mean, big, big trouble. Yeah, Wyclef wrote a song about it. You're gonna be in trouble. So before that happens to you, let me prepare you to get ready to go to the target market. So they will put you in front of the target audience. The number one thing is individuality. I mean, if all you have to do to stand out in this horrible market of motivational, inspirational speakers who are stuck in blowhard purgatory. Listen to me, because I'm the only one on planet Earth who can help you right now. The only way you're gonna not have the conference coordinator look at you and box you in like a child actor. And you're gonna put yourself in a position where they're gonna give you what they want you to have. You take away your leverage when you don't know how to write great copy. You don't have any leverage. I got all the leverage in the world because I know how to write. I don't talk my way out of it. I'm gonna write my way out of it. How about that? A lot of you need to shut the hell up and you stop trying to talk your way out of stuff. I need you to write your way out of it. And the more you write, the better you're gonna get, because copywriting is what? It is a skill. You're not born with copywriting skills. You have to work on that shit. You're not born with your ability to speak and articulate at a very high level. We have to work on our elocution, ladies and gentlemen. We have to work on the ability to put together word sequences. See, this is something that I do, the way I describe the way to speak. From the beginning, I want you to attack your sentence structure with authority to the end. And all you're doing with your vocal dynamics is doing this, up and down, vocal manipulation, okay? But the beginning, you're gonna attack the first word, and those are sequences that you go through. Each word is a sequence, connectivity of communication from one word to the next. I mean, damn, it sounds so sweet when I say it. Connectivity of communication, word by word by word. Are you actually listening to the words you're saying? That's why I always recommend to you, whenever you write copy, read it out loud. Don't just read it to yourself. And stop being selfish with the message. You should be writing copy in all of your signature programs. You should never be thinking about you. If you're thinking about you, with the exception of you pulling the experiences from all the stuff that you've been through in your life, you shouldn't ever be thinking about you when you're writing copy. When you're creating sellable and bookable topics, you shouldn't be thinking about you. You should be thinking about the person who's going to be hearing your message. How does it sound to them? So when I was putting together Speaker Focus with Austin, and my job was to design the curriculum for the soft skill part. Austin's job was to design the curriculum for the technical part. This is why you got the most powerful platform for speaker marketing ever created in the history of business. Because we saw what was missing in the market, had the balls enough to go out and create it, didn't complain. We built a better mousetrap. See, that's what real mavericks and entrepreneurs and pioneers do. When they see a problem in the marketplace, they identify with it, and then they go out and say, well, wait a minute, I can't believe that they don't have anything like this in the market. And then they go out and they create it because they know there's a need. Now, they call that a blue ocean. That means you're out there all by yourself. I can't help it, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm this skilled at writing. I can't help it because I look good, I smell good, my focus gear is so fresh out the wrapper. I can't help it that I work hard for our clients. I can't help it because they get results. I'm unapologetically not going to ever put myself in position where I'm going to let somebody take my spot. Not ever. You can forget about it. It's not going to happen because you're not going to outwork me because you're too busy thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about yourself. You got to start. The reason why you have success is because you make it work for other people. You got to be humble enough. Something's got to overcome you in your mind, inside your spirit, inside your heart. When you're putting together your messaging, something has got to overcome you inside to say, it's bigger than me. Everybody say it with me. Damn it, it's bigger than me. So when you realize that it's bigger than you, now we have a responsibility. Class is in session, ladies and gentlemen. Whether or not you're in school or not, is always in session at Speaker Focus. So and I want to advance to the next thing here. I want you to understand that the problem you're having with your messaging is because you aren't thinking who's going to be listening to it. and you're not saying your signature programs out loud. If you said some of this shit out loud to yourself, you would not submit it. You would not submit it when you upload your Microsoft Word document. I need you to say it out loud. Some of you know that you didn't work on it hard enough. If you really give it an effort, then I'm going to know. You think I don't know that? So all I'm going to do is send it back over to you and tell you that you didn't follow the formula, do this, do that, do that. I have no problem with doing that. I do it every day. But damn, where's your pride? Where's your level of self-respect to the target audience that you're going to be putting in front to? There's a responsibility when you're a speaker. See, this is the reason why a lot of people don't make it to the top, but they don't have any sustainability and no longevity in the speaking industry, because you just want to get up there and hear yourself talk instead of delivering the value. It's not going to be any check unless you deliver the value. How many times you need to hear me say it? Excuse me, I need to hit my green drink after about 22 calls a day, and I did enjoy my spa day. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, you could literally spin your messaging into the high 6 and 7 figures. I've been able to do it. I know it's possible. So when I was designing the curriculum, I turned the clock all the way back. What if I was to start this all over again? What is the first thing I need to address? Remember, I told you the first thing that people ask me, the number one thing people ask me, stupid shit, is I've been traveling all around the globe multiple times. KTR, what's the fastest way? What's the fastest way to start booking and speaking engagements? Let me say, what's the fastest way? What are you talking about? What about the steps that it's going to take to start booking and speaking engagements? That's what you should be asking me. If you don't remember anything else, please understand this. So as I turn the clock back, I said, what's the number one thing that's missing that speakers don't have? What's the thing that they're flopping around in broke, begging, or desperation mode? What is their biggest struggle? What's the biggest challenge? What's the shit that got them in tears at night? They don't have an organized message. Do you ask people these questions every single day, or do I? Do you take 15 to 20 calls a day? No. Do you have a platform that helps people solve their problems? You don't. I hear this every day. When I ask people what they speak about, I mean, when I tell you they're broke down and all over the place, this is the reason why I put together the formula, the headline creator formula. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. 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 Damn it, I can make a song out of it. This is the reason why I address this right there first in module number 1, because it's the thing that most speakers are horrible at. And I know what some of you are saying. I'm going to get some emails, and I don't give a damn about your little message that you get ready to send me. Even those of you who know how to speak at a high level, you got to walk your ass all the way back to the bottom of the hill and learn how to market. Marketing language is what I'm talking about. See, I'm not talking about regular language here. This isn't language that we're just sharing with anybody. I'm talking about, listen to me carefully, write this down. I'm talking about micro-specific marketing formulas, micro-specific marketing language, micro-specific word sequences designed to get the attention and get on the radar of the target buyer who wants to book you to speak at the $5,000 plus level. I mean, listen, before you can get up to trying to even think about asking for a keynote of $50,000 plus like I am on my level, you need to start thinking about how much value that you deliver. See, that's the next thing I want to go into. The first thing was individuality. Stop quoting other speakers. Don't you think people that are professional, that's kind of been around the block, especially for, you might be able to pull that shit on the millennials because they haven't been on this earth that long. And even a lot of them have read a lot of the old school books. If you're really about the game, you're going to read the best books in your industry possible so you can learn everything it is to know. But I'll tell you this. If you're going to be quoting other people, especially when you start getting to the Generation X or the baby boomers that's a little bit older than me, they've heard it all, bro. And sis, when I tell you I've heard it all and I've seen it all, it's because I've been around the globe multiple times. I done heard it all. You know what kind of stuff I saw when I went to Amsterdam? The weed. I saw some shit that had my mouth on the ground. When I was in Copenhagen, Denmark, Amsterdam, when I was in Italy, Genoa, in Greece, in Dubrovnik, Croatia, North Africa, I could keep going on and on and on. When I was in Haiti, I was in Canada, I have seen these places multiple times. I've seen poverty, dirt poor like you never seen in your life. You think you got it bad over here in the ghetto or the hood. I'm talking, it's places over in some of these third world countries that'll make you start crying on sight. So you got to be thankful, number one. And then what my eyes have seen, what my ears have heard, what I've allowed to go into my heart to try to make me a better person, make me a better man, make me a better entrepreneur, or damn sure made me a better copywriter, because all those experiences go into when you write great copy. What do you think these skills happen overnight? I sure as hell not getting on these Zoom sessions, wasting my breath. I'm telling you, you got to deal with the messaging first, because it is the number one biggest hill that you will have to climb in your professional speaking career. Now, if you can get that under control first, oh, and some of you watch this, some of you get it under control easier than others because you're better writers. See, this is not a program where they're going to fluff you up and pat you on the butt and say, hey, go out there and be better at motivational speaking. Yeah, this is what they're doing on all those other fake ass coaching platforms and all these other Zoom calls that people are sick of going on because you're not getting any real information. See, they're not giving you anything of value, which is the next thing I want to go into. Value, 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 value. Everybody say it with me. How much value are you delivering? Do you have any value in your messaging? Because if you don't, I suggest you go look up what value means. Are you transferring knowledge at a high level? Do you know your shit? Are you familiar with your topic? Have you said your signature programs out loud to yourself at least 15 to 20 times a day, which you probably can get through it in like a half an hour, like an hour? Are you listening to the words that are coming out your own mouth? Do you believe the shit that you're writing? Does it make sense to you when you say it? Because if it doesn't make sense to you, perhaps it's not going to make sense to the person who it is let me get up close. It's your responsibility to get up there and put that information right in a professional space. Some male or female is in your audience who is looking to gain the slight edge advantage, and they want to excel just a little bit more. They want to get a little bit better. Can you help them get better is the question. Not by what you say, by what you write, because you're going to write it first, then you're going to say it. Create the signature programs that's going to add some value, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't give a damn if I have to get up here and keep saying it to you over and over again. Because if you don't address the message, you're not going to create any connectivity with the conference coordinator and the target buyer whatsoever. And all you're going to be doing is chasing your ass like I was for the first 7 to 10 years of my professionals. No, I wasn't a professional for the first 7 years of my career, definitely. I started changing right around year 8. I started to gain more higher level marketing. Oh, when I tell you that I used to be selfish and wasn't even thinking about the person in front of me that I was delivering the message to. Oh, I was just, I was about the hype part. Come on, come on, riding around and we getting it. We're riding around and we getting it. Oh, you just want you just think it's a big party, don't you? You are more concerned about, this is what new speakers do all the time. It's a trap. If you listen to me, perhaps you can avoid some of these pitfalls, because I fell in every last one of them. And sometimes it was no long ass rope to get me out of it. Excuse me. So the key, ask yourself, this is a self-check. Do my topics make sense? Do I believe the words that are coming out of my own mouth? Do my topics or my speaker programs, do my headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions, headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions, do my headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions, do they add massive value for the target buyer? Because remember, you're supposed to speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand. They get 20 motivational speakers every day, literally begging for speaking engagements. You don't want to be one of them. You don't want to be one of them. We're teaching you on our platform so you don't have to be one of them, because eventually you're going to come head to head with the target buyer. You're going to have to go mano a mano with them. Are you ready? Think about your messaging. Does it have any value? Listen, it's real easy, ladies and gentlemen. You can stay all the way at the bottom. Watch this illustration. You can stay all the way at the bottom. You can stay all the way at the bottom. You can creep around down on this level for the rest of your life, right? Not knowing what the hell you're supposed to be doing, talking out of your ass, talking loud and saying nothing, not taking the speaker business serious, listening to all your friends who cannot help you, but they're hyping you up, telling you, oh, you the man. Oh, you the woman. I'm telling you right now, every time you say something, man, you just get me so excited. The conference coordinator, you got to come up to their level. Come up to the conference coordinator's level, because they don't give a damn about your little motivational presentation that you're giving to your friends. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? You got to offer some value. Ask yourself the question, do my headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions offer any value to the target buyer? The one with the check in their hand. If you're not speaking the right kind of language to them, you can forget it. Or watch this. When your languaging is weak, vague, outdated, when it's whack, when it's horrible, when it's not very good, unorganized, oh, you can make some money. I forgot to tell you, you can make money at the motivational speaker level of $0 to $1,000. Or you're going to be speaking at the Rotary Club or the Toastmasters meeting for free a lot. And you actually think you're doing something doing that, but that shit gets old after a while. Are you sick of talking at the local community center? Or they want to ask you to come speak for free at the church? Oh, they love that. Brother, sister, don't even get me started. And then you want to go put yourself on a 30, 60, or 90-day net speaking, doing government contracting. There's millions of dollars in it, but there's some rules that go along with it. I talk about it right in module 2. Oh, do you want to speak at the college market? And you think you want to do a tour of all the historical Black colleges because you have a new Black Lives Matter message. Good for you. But then you start realizing that all the historical Black colleges, the smaller ones, only have a budget of right around $1,000 to $2,500. That's not the high fee speaking that we're teaching you how to do. And then you want to stop. Now, it's nothing wrong with going up, with trying to make money in all these different markets, but you got to go about it the right way. Speakers typically have one message for all the markets. And that's where you go wrong. Just like how you got to have a different ad set for Facebook, Instagram, Google AdWords, YouTube pre-roll, LinkedIn organic outreach automation strategy. All of it's different. There's a different approach. Communication is all in your approach. So when you're trying to get in front of the target buyer to get their attention, it's all in the way you formulate the message. How to create sellable and bookable topics for your speaker business is what we're talking about on the platform today. Now, we're almost at the top of the hour, so I will open up the floor to some questions. If you have any, by all means, chime in there. Also, if I'm missing any question, don't hesitate to let me know that. I get excited about this stuff. Damn right I get excited. Because somebody's got to tell you, and somebody's got to get you ready to go to the target market. Because I tell you this, see, the side of it, of when you actually start getting better at writing great copy, and your topics become sellable and they're more bookable. See, when you get this skill of copywriting, it's like doing anything else that you're highly skilled at. You're never going to forget it. And you're going to remember that I told you that copywriting is your best skill that you have. And without a doubt, and I'm multi-talented. I know how to write across multiple platforms. I know how to write poetry, music, songs. I've written different genres of music all throughout my career. Little known fact, I've made 5 records before. I toured and recorded with multi-platinum recording artists before. When I was younger, I was a professional musician by the time I was 16. I've always had the ability to write. If you take away all my other talents and you left me with one, just leave me with the ability to write. I'll be fine. Because through the writing, I'm able to articulate every single vision that I have. Everything you see. Do you understand? I see words all day long. That's all I literally see are word sequences. My mind thinks about marketing. When I first started, I just thought like a speaker. You got to stop thinking like a speaker. You have to think like a professional marketer. You got to start studying consumer behavior. What does the target buyer want? It's not about what I want. Listen, a lot of you need to get out of your own way. You're looking at things like, let me share something with you about the speaking industry. Because a lot of you are saying that, oh, I don't like that topic, or I don't like that speaker. There's some market and someone who's going to like you no matter where it is. But you've got to get to the point where your messaging that you create, it doesn't matter what room you go into. See, these things are time tested. When I tell you I know what I'm talking about, I'm not talking out of the side of my neck. I'm not talking out of my ass. These strategies have been tested globally. I have serviced over 78 different nationalities. My workbooks have been translated in over 12 different languages. I work with sign language, multicultural, hearing impaired interpreters. I've had to sit there and watch the translator go through. After I say something, then boom, it gets translated. And then I have to wait for the reaction of the audience. And I still got standing ovations. They were still coming over to me, shaking my hand when they couldn't speak a lick of English, thanking me that they still learned something. You're not a real leader unless you can teach other people. Your messaging formula is not effective unless you know that you're getting the feedback or the responses that you thought you were supposed to hear. If you don't get the positive feedback, you better keep your ear to the ground and listen to your audience, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. No business makes money unless they address the target audience. Unless you can put something in front of them that helps them fix a pain, solve a problem, help them get better at something, elevate their mindset, help them become better spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. My overall well-being needs to change when I'm in your presence as a speaker. I don't mind listening to you. I don't mind sitting down learning. I've taken over 270 plus personal professional development seminars. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm certified to teach over 100 soft skill topics in corporate America. 100, all under the category leadership and management, by the way. The leader guide to teach one of those courses is at least 50 to 100 pages long. That means I had to digest 50 to 100 pages to teach me how to teach the course. I've done train the trainer courses before. Amtrak is one of my biggest clients. I did like 8 train the trainer courses, which means I had to go in there to teach the trainer how to connect with the target audience. You see, you're talking to a person who has millions of repetitions, not a couple. I didn't talk to my boys hanging out in the corner to learn this shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had to go through the repetitions. And again, if you took away all the skill sets that I have, and I love marketing. See, if you allow it to happen, somebody else will turn you into a better person. See, I've allowed Austin Troyer to turn me into a better marketer. This is why that's my family. This is why we're partners. He does his job, I do mine. See, you gotta open yourself up when you realize your shit is at the bottom. And you gotta open yourself up for higher elevation. I'm talking about positive mental flow. Money operates on a higher vibrational frequency. I'm operating on a higher level over here. We're operating on a higher level as Speaker Focus. You want to be better, you got to start operating at a higher level. You want to be better, you got to act better. You want to be better, you got to have better discipline. You want to be better, you got to make the complicated easy. You can't make this shit hard for all. And you intellectuals. Oh, all of you intellectuals, I need you to pull up for a quick, because there's a lot of you, and I'm sick of this shit, because I see it every day. Those of you well-earned with your doctorate and your master's degrees, you can't take the education and the credentials away from you, but you're flying just a little bit too damn high because you're trying to you're trying to make the verbiage too complicated. Marketing is real basic. Let me share something with you about a formula to any hit song or a best-selling book or any business strategy. Do you know what makes it number one? You know what makes it a bestseller? You know what makes a song sell millions of copies? Because that song is resonating with people, especially when why do you think people write about love so much? Because everybody has been heartbroken. Everybody knows what it feels like when you really got somebody to support you. Everybody knows what that feels like. Perhaps you know what both of them feel like. So that's why love songs always work. That's why comedians always pick popular topics. They talk about food. They talk about being overweight. See, this is writing. What does a comedian have to do before they go on stage? Write. What do the writers have to do before they produce a sitcom? Write. What do the coaches do with all the players before they go out on the field? They write out the what? Game plan. What is the best skill that you have as a speaker? Writing. It is not your ability to speak. Shut up, close your mouth, pick up a pen, get out your thoughts. Follow the headline creating formula right there in module number 1 on the Speaker Focus platform, and you will learn how to write great copy. We are teaching you world-class copywriting skills. Watch this. You have the experience. We have the formula. Follow the formula to produce better headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. We are talking about how to create sellable and bookable topics to grow your speaker business. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always amazing to me the amount of people who have a horrible message, but they think they're talking about something that's working. Until you realize that the conference coordinator is looming and waiting for you to dismantle your little broke down speaker business when it's not ready. Oh, I remember the time, I'm telling you, when I tell you it was heart-wrenching. Look at me right now. This shit hurts. The first time I had a conference coordinator say, Kevin, you sound like a nice young man. Oh, you know what's coming. You sound like a nice young man, but we just hired Les Brown. We just hired Willie Jolly. We just hired Dennis Kimbrough. We just hired Miles Monroe when he was alive. We just hired all these speakers. It's like I was always getting there late because I wasn't even in the same ballpark. See, I was playing baseball, AAA in the Grapefruit League in Sandusky, Ohio, while Les Brown and Miles Monroe and all these other speakers, they were playing in the major leagues. They had a contract for multi-millions of dollars, and I was down there barely trying to make the practice squad and collecting the balls all across the yard until I got smart. I got mad one day, ladies and gentlemen. I remember it was right around the time where I was getting tired of getting the door slammed in my face. See, I didn't have anybody around me like I am with you right now, putting the truth up in your face just so you can deal with it, whether or not you love it or you don't love it. Learn to love it because it's the best thing going today, period. When I got to the point that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, when the conference coordinator actually dealt with me, oh, you sound like a nice young man, but Kevin, we don't believe that we need you right now. And it kept happening over and over. And this is where the inconsistent bookings come, because you're stuck in broke, begging, and desperation mode. Because in your mind, you don't know how to have the connectivity with the person with the check in their hand. So what you do is you don't know anything about consumer behavior. You don't know anything about how to deliver the value. So you're flopping around in broke, begging, and desperation mode. And they can smell it on you. Do you understand? Like I just got a brand new cologne. Oh, I'm smelling so fresh. It was my spa day today. Oh, it smells so good. Well, guess what? The conference coordinator can smell the lack of experience on you when you're not ready. They can smell it on you like it's a barbecue cooking in the backyard when your messaging is unorganized. They can smell the fear on you. The lack of managing the sales cycle from contact to close because you don't even know what that is. We will address it in module 2. You have to graduate sales cycle training so you know how to connect with the target buyer. Why is this important? Because these conference coordinators, they can be mean. They can be cruel. But see, I'm glad I grew up in a household where my mother said, boy, shut up. Wipe the tears away, son. I'm going to give you something to cry about. The world is going to be a whole lot more crueler to you than I am, Kevin. These are just words that I'm saying. Now, we did get our asses beat. And you should have been very afraid of that as well, which I was. All I had to do was hit a belt. And I was like, oh, here comes moms. Right? You should be very concerned if you don't have your shit together dealing with these conference coordinators. My job, my responsibility, because this is all I care about, is helping you become as prepared as possible for the conference coordinator. So I am respectfully requesting that you go back into module 1 and focus more on the formula. I believe we have a question or concern. Let me see. Okay, Laurel said, okay, no problem. No problem. She's connected with me on Saturday and she's ready for module 3. Okay. She's almost done with module 2 and sales cycle training. She's getting ready to go to module 3 to set up her speaker business. We got 3 more modules to go and she's going to be ready to go to target market and start booking speaking engagements. This is the glorious day, ladies and gentlemen, that all of you should be waiting for when you get your speaker business set up. After you get an organized message in module 1 and only after you deal with KTR to show me your signature programs, why would you not want to show me when I have world-class copywriting skills on top of being talented? I've spent upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 to learn how to write great copy. And you could better believe I utilize every bit of that skill every single day. Then you're going to go through automating your speaker business and predicting the speaking engagements with consistency every single day. We don't promise, we guarantee you we're going to show you how to get the bookings and be in it with you every step of the way. Module 3, you're just going to set up your speaker business. And then you're going to get module 4, you're going to get all your social media on point. Social media should be called social proof. Prove to the conference coordinator what you're about and all your signature programs in module 5. You got to deal with my family. Austin Troyer, my digital marketing guy, is better than yours, and it's not shit you can do about it. We're in the top 3% of digital marketing experts on planet Earth who even know what the hell they're doing. So if you don't have a strong digital marketing strategy, your ass is going to be out of business like Sears and Toys R Us and all the other ones who can't keep up. And then you're going to let people like us gobble up the lion's share of the marketplace because you understand how to manage digital marketing. Then module 6, when you have all your marketing outreach templates ready. The speaker engagement agreement, the pre-programmed questionnaire, the booking engagement agreement, the handouts, the worksheets, the workbooks, all the templates, the sales script templates, every single thing to build the infrastructure to your speaker business. Now you're going to hear me say the glorious words to you. You are now ready to start speaking to target buyers. Pick a marketing machine, a marketing vehicle, build a marketing machine, and stand on it and start being consistent. When you hear me say that to you, then you know you've arrived. Other than that, I don't want to hear anything except for focusing on the hard work. Now, if you want to do that, great, good for you. If you're not, I don't know what kind of business that you're building. Now, all right, I am going to open up the floor. Well, let me get Austin in here for some tech talk. Hey, partner.
KT, what's up?
Austin Troyer, I must applaud you. I got to say this right off the break. I love the changes to the new platform. The support tickets submission is getting handled more efficiently and more effectively. And I want to ask you, this has been on my mind for about a week now. I want to ask you about message to market. I'm going to say that again, message to market. In order for the market to receive your message the right way, what needs to happen? What needs to happen? Why is this messaging so important for a very specific market? Help our audience tonight understand about message to market.
Yeah, so you just have to remember that no matter who you're marketing to, every person that you're marketing to, they have their own biases, they have their own preferences, and your number one, like the way you write great copy is not just being a persuasive writer or just being a talented writer. It's about, that's part of it, but another big part of it is deeply understanding the psychology and all these preferences of the person you're writing to. So, you know, for speakers, they need to understand their conference coordinator, meeting and event planner, the key decision maker. They need, for their niche, they need to understand, you know, the ins and outs of what they do day to day, what magazines they read, what kind of content they like. You know, understand the kind of the average demographics and the biases that those people have. So the best way to write great copy for your niche is just talk to them. Talk to as many people, conference coordinators, meeting event planners, like Kevin has. You know, he's talked to thousands. That's why he knows how to write for them really well. And every conference coordinator in each of the niches is going to be different. So you can't just talk to it. You can, it's not going to be as effective just talking to a conference coordinator at large. You got to be specific. Like conference coordinators in the digital marketing space, the ones that book for digital marketing conferences or tech conferences, they're looking for very different things than people in nonprofit or people at colleges. They're looking for very different things. So you need to understand the nuances, and the only way you understand those nuances is being an insider. You need to talk to those people. And the best way to do that, Kevin's mentioned this strategy before, but get them on the phone by doing interviews. So register for a free Zoom account and just do hour-long interviews with these conference coordinators in your space, and you're going to learn a lot. Come up with a a set of questions, like 10 questions that you ask them, can be more, about what they do day to day. And they're going to love it because it makes them look like a rock star, and people love talking about what they do. And for you, it's going to be gold because you're going to get not only better at copywriting and understanding who you're talking to, but also you're going to get great content that you can post on your channel, and you can become, you know, the go-to person for other conference coordinators of getting better at their jobs, because you have this wealth of knowledge that everyone can benefit from if you post your recordings to YouTube. So I think that's the biggest advice, is understand these people inside and out. What are their psychology? What do they look for in speakers and stuff like that?
Got you. Okay. Another thing too, you know, speaking of the platform, we had a couple questions that came through about login clarity for the Speaker Focus platform and submitting support tickets. If you could just go over with our platform, what's the way to get in there with as less friction as possible? Because a lot of people have been asking questions and there was some confusion that we cleared up, and I believe we got those bugs worked out. So address that, please.
Yeah, so we now have only one login for everything. Before, we had a login for school, we had a login for the modules, and then we had a login for support. Now we just have one login for everything. So the way you get access to everything in Speaker Focus is just go to speakerfocus.com. In the top left in the navigation, click the little menu, and you'll go to sign in. Then you'll be inside the Speaker Focus platform. There's another menu you can click in there, and you'll see access to the help. You'll see access to the Q&A call recordings. You'll see access to the community. Everything's in that portal. So just go to speakerfocus.com and sign in the top left, and you'll get access to everything. And now when you go over to the support to submit a ticket, submit your homework and everything, you'll be logged in already. You won't have to re-log in.
Okay. Now, everybody heard it. This you can go back and listen to it on the rebroadcast as well. You know, this is all about helping you grow each and every week to address the major concerns. I'm going to do a recap. I believe I see a question in the chat, or did you drop some links in there, Troy? Was that you?
I dropped a link, but Brian also has a question, so we can get him unmuted.
No problem. Let me get him unmuted right now, and then we're gonna keep rocking on. Okay. Brian, okay, I have a question for module 1. Troy, I'm not seeing anybody up here in my gallery so I can unmute them. What's going on with that? I can't hear your audio.
Sorry, go to participants window. Click on the little participants bubble.
Okay, bubble.
In your chat.
Got it. Okay, Brian. Yeah, it just came up there. I don't know, that's weird.
Brian,
talk to me, boss.
Hear me now?
I hear you. Brian, I can't see you. I hear you, but I see you. That's what we're doing there, Brian. You're going to deny me to be able to look you in the eyes?
Oh, wait. The whatchamacallit's not here. The turn video one.
It's all good, man. What's your question, B?
All right. In regards to the website, how do you say? You guys mentioned that you provide that service. I'd like to talk to somebody in regards to that.
It's not a service. It's a template that we have.
It's a template?
Yes, it's a template. It's a plug and play. I'll let Austin explain that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be in week 5. Now we're still porting over all of the content over from the old platform into the new one. But in week 5, there's going to be a template for your website, and you'll be able to one-click import and adjust the template, and it's beautiful and high converting. So you'll be able to do that yourself.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm just going through my checklist, everything I did and what needs to be done.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's talk about what needs to be done, Brian. Did you resent after our session? Did you resend over the signature programs that were cleaned up with the new bullets?
Sure I did. I scheduled a thing today for we're going to be going on Wednesday at 11.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I need to know. Okay, baby. That's what we're talking about. Let's get that popping, and then we will be finished with your signature programs, which have turned out beautiful, by the way. I really appreciate all your hard work. And we're going to get on the other side of your signature programs. Now, Brian, you're getting into the technical aspects of speaking, which is the art and science behind delivering a message. So I need you to make some videos of your signature program so I can check out your presentation style. That's going to be the next thing you upload after we finish your signature programs. You have a question or comment?
Yeah. Well, I'm tightening up my shit as far as everything else before I start to video. Okay. And part of it is I need to get that, let's see, my personal email address. I tried figuring that out. I got to put a little more work into it, and then I'll ask for help. The company name, a registered agent. I was looking into that. Now, they want some bucks. What was it there? In your experience, would it be better to go with a registered agent or do it yourself? Now, I understand do it yourself. Your people are going to know where you live.
That's not true if you get a business address.
I don't have that. Like
well, okay, you can, Brian, you can go through Regis. They will give you a business address if you just want mail service to come there, but they will give you a physical business address with the suite number. Now, Brian, you're talking about doing things that's in week number 3, which is module 3. What about module 2?
Oh, no, I'm going down the checklist here. This is what's on the checklist. It looks like for the speaker, I wish the video was up. I'd show you the thing. This is what I printed out at the end of module 1.
Oh, at the end of module 1. Okay, I got you. Okay.
That right, checklist. I'm going down that list.
You're doing the checklist for module 1. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I was wondering. Okay, no problem.
I got my photographer picked out. I'm going to have professional headshots done.
Right. I apologize because you know what? You have to start thinking about that stuff because that's the checklist for this. I apologize, Brian. That's the checklist for the speaker info kit. Remember this. Once you finish the signature programs, you have to start moving into designing your speaker info kit. You're absolutely right. And that is one of the things that goes inside there. I apologize. I had a brain freeze for a quick second. Just setting up the speaker business is week number 3, module 3. However, the checklist to go over everything inside of the speaker info kit is exactly all that information that you're going to need. So now those are things that you can get to later, but the biggest thing that's going to help your speaker info kit is the messaging, and you're on the back end of that. Once I check over all your answers on the 3 bullets, on the signature program page, and we clean up a few other bullets, I believe it was 2 other signature programs that you owed me. Once we go over that, we're done.
No, now, we did the 4. I just told you the homework, the 3 bullets for each signature program, and the bio. I sent those 3 separate entities over to you.
I got it. I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
As far as the rest of the content, believe I'm up to speed. If I'm wrong, correct me.
You are up to speed, and I'll take a look at it again before our session on Wednesday. And then and now watch this. Once you get on the other side of finalizing your signature programs, that's the hardest part of speaker focus, to be honest with you, is knowing what you want to speak about. And now in module 2, we're going to start finalizing all of your sales tools, getting all of the social proof together. The speaker info kit is a huge part of that, helping you refine your niche in your target market, and then starting to think about automation and which marketing vehicle you're going to choose. Then, I mean, really, man, the bulk of what speaker focus is all about is module 1 and 2. That's really the whole game right there. The rest is just setting up the business, getting your social media on point, understanding digital marketing, and getting all your outreach documents together. Once you do that, bro, you are ready to start booking speaking engagements. And I'm going to be right there with you. I'm gonna be right there with you as soon as you book your first one, for whether or not it's online or whether or not it's in person, because the pandemic cannot last forever. But you should be ready when it comes out.
Well, I'm gonna be ready.
I know you are. I know you are. I see your work ethic, bro. You are crushing it right now. I'm extremely proud of you.
Well, I'm working on my voice. Well, like you were saying, when I talk to people, I actually listen for the pitch. I practice. I've been actually showing people what you showed me about standing up and going down. I don't know why we can't see each other now, but I've been teaching people that.
Okay.
I've been going to church and actually I just how do you say it? I just turned my life over to Jesus yesterday.
Okay.
But I've been going to church, and like I said, I can feel myself singing from my diaphragm.
That's where you're supposed to be speaking from.
That's right.
Brian. When you have a lot of tour dates, when I was touring regularly, what happens is you shouldn't be speaking from your throat because it's very damaging to your voice. You should be pushing it from your diaphragm very much like a singer does. And it's less,
that's right.
Yeah. It's less strenuous on your voice.
Class is always in session, Speaker Focus.
Always, Brian. Hey, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Hey, love you, bro. Great job. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a quick recap. If anybody has another question, we're getting ready.
Wayne's got a question.
Wayne's got a question. Okay. Let me see. Louder talk. Brian, make sure you put your hand down, please. Okay. Wayne, you're hot, boss.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
All right. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic.
Good. I have a question
Yes,
regarding the mainstay headline.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. Of all the talks that I have, I got lots of talks that I've already, I got them in PowerPoint and all kinds of different formats.
Mm-hmm.
But and some with PowerPoint, some with just notes. But in all the talks that I've had, I've always already had titles on them, but I've never looked at these titles like you have it outlined on this in the mainstay headline outline format you have here.
Okay.
Where it says where you, like, for example, where you got signature, what kind of programs do you have over there, and then you got the bullets. Then under there it says signature programs, also referred to as signature program page, where you got number 1, then you got a line and it says based. Okay, so what I have to do, I have no problem with it. If I have to do it, I can make it fit. But would I have to change my title to make it based leadership, or would I have to, or I don't understand how that works right there.
Well, okay, you might have gotten confused, Wayne, because all of my programs are focused based. When you look at my speaker info kit, because my brand is America's leading focus expert.
Okay.
So all of my programs are focus based. Now, that just matches my brand. So all of your programs are leadership based. So when you see a line and then you see the word based, another line, you should have whatever your title to your signature program is for your first word. Let's say accountability based leadership.
Okay.
That could be one of your signature program. I'm just throwing it out there right now. Or another one would be volunteer based leadership.
Or uniqueness or whatever. Yeah.
Or unique based leadership. But I mean, the word just has to, it has to, I'd rather have a word that's disruptive and thought provoking, something that's going to make the target buyer think. And then the bullets are going to go under there. Remember, the bullets should reinforce, in other words, the signature program descriptions should reinforce the topic, the title, I should say, and the title should reinforce the bullets. In other words, you got to stay on track.
Right. So my next question is according to what you just said. So number 1, where it says like you said, you would use focus-based leadership or something. That doesn't necessarily have to be the title of my talk. That is just the the essence of the talk, so to speak?
No, that is the title to your talk. You should watch this, Wayne. The formula is helping you create at least 4 signature programs. If you want to create more, great. So you are literally letting the target buyer, conference coordinator, know that these are the 4 talks or presentations or webinars or seminars or workshops that I deliver. In other words, if it's accountability-based leadership, that's just one of 4 signature programs that you offer. You're just going to create the descriptions under each one so that the conference coordinator knows what the program is about.
Okay, and the descriptions are the takeaways, correct?
The descriptions are your talking points, and that it is. When I say thought-provoking and disruptive, it should be the key takeaway strategies help the conference coordinator's audience achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. That's what the bullets should do. That's what the description should do. The titles that's the menu that the conference coordinator, see, conference coordinators, their eyes are trained, Wayne. They know what they want to buy. Remember, leadership is the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide. #1. So it doesn't matter what your niche is. We all put a spin on leadership or empowerment, if that's what you want to call it, okay? That's what we all do. You have a great leadership topic. We're creating these not for our own fun and entertainment. We are creating these so that the target buyer would be interested in us enough to book us for a speaking engagement, period. That is all I care about of why we're creating this language in, Wayne, is to speak to them in a language that they understand. Am I making sense?
Yeah. I'm gonna put this together with what I have, and then I'll send it to you.
Correct. Send it to me, Wayne, because I want to get you past your signature programs so you can start getting to the point where now you have the languages solidified and you're practicing every single day. I forgot to tell this to Brian. Brian, when we finish with your session on Wednesday, you should be practicing your signature programs out loud. In other words, if you haven't memorized these signature programs, if you don't know them, if you cannot speak about this stuff for hours and hours, then that means you're not spending enough time with your signature programs. Now Wayne, I know you have this information inside of you. I know that you're a good enough speaker to articulate what you want to articulate. But the thing about it is, Wayne, is that you and a lot of people, you get the languaging confused.
Right.
And you're not articulating that to me when you, watch this, illustration beats conversation. You've got to communicate that to me. And then I'm going to give you the feedback or answer you thought you were supposed to hear. This is what you got to understand, Wayne.
All right, so here's a question. For example, because you have up here says titles.
Wayne, Wayne, pause. Let me finish my point. Because you need to hear this. That when you send a message out and you don't get the answer you thought you were supposed to hear, it's because you did not send it out the right way as the communicator. You have a sender and a receiver of the message.
I hear you.
The big problem with speakers is that they don't have the right words. So now the audience is looking at you. They're not engaged. They're not responding to you the right way because you didn't take the time to design the message in the right way. Nor practice on it enough. Now, please go ahead with your question or your comment.
I think you just answered my question. So in other words, like, for example, I was going to give you an example. Suppose I had a title for one of my talks called Walking on Water. So instead of that, I got to look at that again, rethink it, and reword that first part of the title, and then tag it with based, because it's all leadership.
Correct. So Wayne, say that again. What's the first title to your signature program that you're thinking about?
I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Say Walking on Water. That covers, that can cover anything. Okay. So now how would I take that title and look at #1 where it says you got a line based, then a line, then you got your bullets. But the title is what I'm looking at. How would I?
Okay. Well, watch this. walking on water could be the name of one of your keynote speeches, if that's what you wanted to call it. So watch this. So now walking on water, you could move that down to one of the bullets, Wayne. That's see you because now I'm thinking, okay, he's talking about walking on water. then that title is very thought-provoking and disruptive. However, I need you to describe what you mean when you say walking on water. I'm a conference. Remember, I'm not talking to you like the speaker coach right now. I'm talking to you like I'm the conference coordinator.
Okay.
So you have to watch this, Wayne. You have to create a bullet that will have you. When I read that, I know exactly what you're talking about. So now I want you to. I'm gonna do some listening, and I want you to describe to me what you mean when you say walking on water. I'm gonna help you out with your signature program with the title.
Okay. All right. Something not typical, something unique that it has no like or equal, is unparalleled, is incomparable. Is something where you can
stop, Wayne. Unparalleled based leadership. Unparalleled based, and see that's disruptive and that's catchy. You see what I just did?
That's
Damn,
what I'm
man,
talking
it's just too
about.
easy for me, man. It's too easy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Unparalleled based leadership, Wayne. Can you feel the power in that?
Yes, that's exactly okay. Yes.
See, that's a bookable topic, brother. That's a sellable topic. Now, Wayne, do not lose the magic. Your signature program that we're talking about is unparalleled based leadership.
Okay.
Now, are you understanding?
Yes.
One of your, now watch this, Wayne. Now let's incorporate the walking on water, right? Because what you're describing here is people feeling confident about themselves. You're talking about people feeling empowered. If you can walk on water, I mean, I get it. It's a great analogy. So now we have to take that mindset. Let's roll that concept into one of the bullets, and that will be a talking point. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right, now, so talk to me a little bit more about walking on water. If I ask you a direct question, remember, Wayne, I'm somebody in your community who looks up to you as a leader. And I'm trying to become the leader that you are, but I don't quite know how to do it the way you're doing it. So you're telling me unparalleled. What does it take to be unparalleled so I can walk on water? I might not be able to walk on water, but damn it, I want to feel like it. So talk to me about that, Wayne, and then we can come up with a bullet.
Basically, it's going to be understanding or believing that you are unique, and then taking ownership of that, for your own life, taking ownership of your own uniqueness and believing in yourself, and because that, your individuality is what's going to set you apart.
Okay, stop, Wayne, stop. Write this down. You ready?
Yes.
Learn to take responsibility and ownership. Learn to take responsibility and ownership.
Okay.
Of your, learn to take ownership.
Of your life or of your destiny.
No, wait a minute. Learn to take accountability and responsibility over your dream, your vision, and your destiny.
Right.
Wayne, I mean, it's just too easy for me, bro.
I know. That's why we need you, bro.
All right, Wayne, repeat the word sequence back to me so we can check it to make sure that matches the vision that you want to put out there to the world, and that's the talking point that you feel comfortable speaking about.
Okay. The first part of it was unparalleled based leadership.
No. That's not the first part of the bullet, Wayne. That is the title.
That's the title, right?
You've got to get the vernacular clear. That's the title.
That's the title, right?
To your first signature program. The first bullet or the first talking point is what
the first talking point was learn to take responsibility and ownership of your dream, and your destiny.
How about your goals, your dream, and your destiny?
Your goals, yeah.
your goals, your dream, and your destiny. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Wayne, let me ask you a question. Now, before I forget, make sure you send my love to your wife, all right? Tell her I say hey.
Thank you. Thank you. I will.
Right. Now, also, if you had to speak about that, Wayne, for an hour, could you do it?
Yes, I could. Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Wayne, have you gotten to the back end of module number 1 yet with the technical aspects of speaking, the art and science behind delivering the message?
I probably did, but when we got to this point, I started realizing I felt like I needed to start putting these after I came up with my leadership, my mainstay headline, which is Kingdom Leadership and Personal Growth Concepts that Erase Limits from Your Life. After I came up with that, I felt like I needed to work.
Wayne, wait a minute. That's too many words. That is not the mainstay headline that we agreed upon many weeks ago when I helped you create the mainstay headline. It's supposed to be 5 words. Repeat the mainstay headline back to me again. Why is that more words now?
All right. Kingdom Leadership and Personal Growth Concepts that erase limits.
Leadership concepts that erase limits. That's supposed to be the signature. That's supposed to be your mainstay headline.
Okay. All right.
Leadership concepts that erase limits.
Okay. All right. All right. That's good.
Now you can play around with that if you like.
No, that'll suffice. That's
is
good.
that okay? Now, if that matches the overall vision, remember that's like the umbrella that all of your speaker programs are going to be up under.
Yes, they will. Without a doubt.
So now that's your mainstay headline. Your first title to your signature program is Unparalleled Based Leadership. Is that correct?
Yeah, like I said, I just gave you a hypothetical, but you know.
No, Wayne, forget about hypotheticals, bro. If you don't use unparalleled based leadership, I'm never ever speaking to you again. You cannot lose that, bro. That is very disruptive. That is fire. And now the bullet under that. So here's the key, Wayne. The reason why I ask you about the technical aspects of speaking is because you're using an overabundance of filler words and you're rushing. I want you to slow down when you speak. Your speed is on about a 7.5. I need you to take the speed down to around a 5. Remember, Wayne, you're an older gentleman, polished, poised, professional. That's what I want from you. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, Wayne, after you finish the signature programs, you shouldn't be looking at any videos right now. The only thing you should be doing is writing your signature programs. And you need to be going back and forth with me every single day until we finish it. Then you could go back in module 1 and start studying the technical aspects of speaking. Wayne, I need you to just speak a little slower, and I need you to see it first and then say it. It's going to clean up a lot of the languaging issues articulation issues that you have with the way you're speaking right now.
Okay.
All of that can be cleaned up. See, this is a prime example, Wayne, of what happens when you don't have your messaging is all over the place. Forget about looking at the videos right now. You should be writing and following the formula. And if you got to be going back and forth with me, I tell you what, Wayne, this is what we're going to do. I need you to pick a date at the end of the week. I'm going to give you some phone time because I love you. All right. And we're going to get these signature programs right. Because I need you to move on to advance to the next stage. And if I got to help you,
I have to. Yeah, I have
with
to.
each one of your signature programs, I will. And I'm not going to write them all for you, Wayne. But if you come up with the idea and give me the concept, I could easily write them for you, or at least help you out with them.
Okay. Okay.
But I need you to take a stab at following the formula. Now you know what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Are we clear about that?
Yeah, I'm clear now, but I wasn't clear before, but I am clear now how you want that.
All right, no problem. Just
okay.
Submit the homework, support@speakerfocus.com. Submit,
Right.
submit the home. When you finish with them, then we're going to arrange some one-on-one time so I can help you get over the hump. Okay.
I'm going to get this to you.
I got you, boss.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Very welcome. Okay, Brian. Brian has his hand up again. Let me see. Okay, let's see, Brian. Let's unmute Brian. Brian, do you have something else you want to say?
No, I thought I lowered my hand.
Okay, you just lowered it right there. Okay, go back on
Oh.
mute. Wayne, lower your hand, please. Anybody else with any, wait a minute. Marlon saying thanks for sharing. This helps my brain freeze. Appreciate you all.
Is my hand down?
Mute yourself, Wayne. Your hand is down. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Marlon, this is what we're here for, boss. And I know you said you wanted to fast track.
I didn't mean
You can see the challenges that many people are running into, I should say, on the platform. You're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have an organized message. And when you get on the back end of it, when you get on the other side of it, then you're going to see what I'm talking about when you start talking to the target buyer. You're going to see that you're not going to be intimidated. All the fear is going to be gone. All the apprehension, all the anxiety, all of that stuff is going to just evaporate because you're going to be so prepared. But I cannot stress this enough. Well, I see Karis Reed on. She's one of the best examples. Karis, can you just unmute for a second? I need to talk to you about something about your signature programs. Karis, you there?
I'm here, just as long as y'all can't see me, my face.
No, you're good. We see your beautiful picture that you got up there, but it's all good. Hey, listen, I understand for some of y'all it's the evening, and you might not. It might be a bad hair day for you. Sometimes it's a bad day here for me, but while me and Austin got these speaker focus caps, so we still branded up. But anyway, Karis, I wanted you to, because you're a great illustration of somebody that had a core message. You knew what you wanted to say, but for some reason, sometimes it just wasn't coming out the right way. Could you help the platform understand why that was, and how did you get to the point where you could memorize your signature programs? I mean, because, hearing it from me, sometimes I understand it may be difficult, but hearing it from one of the students who are actually getting the results. And so tell me, let's address the first issue. Why were you having I know you know what you wanted to speak about, but why did you have an issue with it coming out the right way?
I believe one of it was because I was stuck in the old mind frame of what I was going off of before I got into the speaker focused program with you. A lot of it had to do with confidence. I wasn't, because I remember vividly when we first started the program together, you could hear it in my voice that the confidence wasn't there, because you would say, you know what, you're self-sabotaging yourself. You'll start something and then you'll think it's not good enough, then I'll stop.
Correct.
So I believe, just making it sure that you have the assurance and building your own self-confidence stuff in yourself, that what you can create is going to be suffice to what the audience or, what target coordinators want to hear once you get into the program and apply your package, your information, what you give us into, what we just come up with. Just lay it all out there and don't be ashamed to get rejected by you approving it, by you not approving, and just put what you believe in yourself out there and let it flow. And
That's
so
right.
I believe I had a problem with not accepting, the confidence or the ability that I can create a signature program that was powerful enough to be bookable.
Let me ask you a question for the females on the platform that's listening right now. I like to be able to separate these things, because males and females have some different challenges that they have to face as they're building their brands for obvious reasons. But we're all getting to the same thing, which is that dollar at the end of the day. So how did you deal with me coming down on you hard sometimes, or just sometimes it didn't sound pleasant with some of the stuff I said to you, but we got you here, and now you memorize the signature programs and they sound beautiful, and you're dropping videos left and right, and you're working hard to build your brand every single day. As a woman, how did you overcome that to deal with sometimes the wrath of me checking your homework?
I had just to put on my big girl panties and tie up my cowgirl boots and just take it, because it was, you was like, old time, Kojic, church. It's no sugarcoating. You gotta get it real raw, or if you're gonna get out there and get embarrassed, and you're gonna be like, well, how come Coach didn't tell me that, or how come it wasn't tweaked or done different at the beginning. So I really appreciated the raw and the real, and you coming down on me, because at first I was just just taking it lightly. And again, I go back to that fear and that low confidence, because I was like, okay, am I going to be able to do this? And I wasn't giving my all. So I needed that raw, I needed that real, I needed you to come down on me so I can straighten up. And it really built my confidence up to being, confident in myself and believing that I can deliver and deliver strong. So I really needed that. And it's needed. It's needed. We need accountability. We need tough accountability as adults, because sometimes we didn't get it as children or as teenagers. And then that a lot of times that's why we just take things not serious with our lives and with the situations, and it'll show. And
Correct.
so yeah, I thank you for it. I appreciate it. We need it. Even as women, we need it.
You're very welcome, and it's well deserving too, because I've seen you grow so much on our platform, and even from the one-on-one program, and you've taken to the new platform very well. You're consistent, and you're working really hard on your brand. You have a great brand. And another thing I noticed too is that you weren't giving yourself enough credit. I believe that's what you were alluding to when you talked about the confidence. You would be on a roll sometimes, and you would be talking and it sounded great. And I said, well, you're already a great speaker, Karis. And you would get on the roll and you'd be like, nah, Coach, I don't know if I want to say that. I was like, girl, you better say it. That's it right there. Say that. And then when you started, we were going over the art and science behind delivering the message. And I knew I could feel you growing. I could hear that you were getting the confidence. Now, last but not least, that I want you to, because you got a lot of females that are thinking about coming onto our platform. They're looking at us from the outside, and they really think that this is a male dominated business. And it very well may be in some markets, but the females earn just as much money as the males. Now, how did you get to the point where you just had to deal with yourself about these signature programs? Because part of the reason why you did not have the confidence is because you weren't even familiar with your own material. So how did you get there to get the confidence of your delivery the way you are right now with your signature programs?
I had to learn to appreciate my signature programs, because it was something that, even though you had the basic, outlines of empowerment and leadership and different outline pillars and principles that you have in the program that we can pick from, as I start practicing them and as we put them together, and you was giving me the congratulations, and you were giving me the praise on developing those signature programs, I had to realize that I had to be proud of what I developed, and realize that I have the uniqueness that only I can bring to the table for my signature programs, and only I can say them the way I can. So I had to realize my worth, as far as me being able to create these programs and deliver them in such a way that only that it gives that value, and it gives that that power and that empowerment that conference coordinators are looking for in because every one of my programs are unique, and nobody has them but me. So I just had to practice them over and over and over, and just visualize. I had to go to the future and visualize myself on these stages, on these different platforms, and seeing in my mind, like everything you do that you post on social media, it's like, man, I could just see myself doing that. Man, I could just see me where he's at. So I had to visualize myself, you know, in these, you know, arenas, we're on these stages, and just knowing that one day soon that I'm going to be out there speaking and delivering the type of value that they're going to be looking for. So I have to learn to appreciate my programs and learn them by all means necessary, by taping them, printing them out, 4 or 5 copies, taping them on the mirror in the bathroom when I do my hair, when I do my makeup, voice recording them, taking them to work when I work overnight, taping them on the dashboard when I'm driving, and just I've been doing all kinds of stuff.
So in other words, you've been spending time with your signature programs, making that a priority. Because, Karis, let me tell you something. And the comments are flooding in right now that people are saying, yeah, I mean, people are saying, I can see myself out there. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. I'm telling you right now, she's telling you with her own words. She wasn't speaking that fluently when she first got on this platform. See, we're not just talking about helping you build a business. We're helping you with your messaging. You have the confidence now because you got to the point where you had to start taking it serious. And I don't care how much all of you try to talk about it. See, because all of us are speakers and all of us can run our mouths. That's not the issue. But what are you going to be saying out of your mouth? Is it going to make sense? Are you listening to the words that's coming out of your mouth? And Karis, you're a shining example of one of our top female empowerment speakers on our market. And we got a call coming up, right? Soon?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta clean up the language. And for some reason, from a graphic design standpoint, when you submitted your speaker info kit, the verbiage doesn't look like it's flowing. I'm not sure if it's the font size, but that's an easy fix. Don't worry about it. We already got the signature programs done. We'll fix that on the next call. And I just love you. That's all I can say.
Awesome. I love you too, Coach, and I'm glad I'm part of this program. I give you shout outs all the time when I do my podcast interviews and different things like that. I always give you the credit.
Hey, listen, you know, when I was out there, the last time I came to visit Austin, and you drove down to see us, you know, these are the kind of relationships that we like to build. And I'm going to be there to see your biggest successes. I'm going to be there for everybody. You know, I'm going to fly out on me and be right there, center stage, and, you know, helping you continue to get better. And this is what this platform is all about, is helping people grow. So, you know, you've developed a great brand. You've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. But I tell you this, and you make a lot of sense when you speak. It's you're articulating what you want to say, and what you have inside of you is all coming out. And when I start seeing that flower blossom like that, that is the reward that we have on our platform, to see and continue to watch you grow. And thank you for believing in us and allowing us to grow with you and keep developing with you, because that's the most special part about working with the students. So thank you so much, Karis. I'll be talking to you real soon, okay?
Thank you, Coach. And if I could just say this for you, one of my biggest takeaways is that when you always tell me, or even in the program, first think it, then say it. So that helps me articulate what I'm going to say a lot, because I always hear your words in my mind when I'm speaking.
Yep.
Think about what you're going to say before you speak, so you can sound articulate, polished, posed, and professional. So thank you.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. You just keep working hard, because believe me when I tell you, the sky is the limit. Make sure you put your, she got her hand down already. Make sure you mute. So listen, this is what this is all about, everyone. This is not about me, and it's not about Austin. This is about what our program can do for you. You know, I didn't sit down and I didn't create this whole platform by myself. Me and Austin started. We came up with the name. We were at the Silver Diner. We were having a meeting before Austin was about to fly out to Silicon Valley and work on a special project out there with his team. And we came up with the name. Austin came up with a logo. I did my part to put together the curriculum, and Austin built a great platform that we're still building into something that is even going to be bigger than what it is right now. But it's the results. You don't need a lot of flashy objects. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff to be looking at. All you need to do is focus on your signature programs. This is the reason why I created this session tonight. Because see, I know where a lot of you are. Some of you are hiding. Some of you are really not, you really haven't broken out yet. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, but you're gonna keep seeing it Monday after Monday after Monday. The people that really want this, they're getting the results that they need to see. They're putting in the work. See, this gets easier as you start building your speaker business. It doesn't get harder. The hard work is the build out. 2 words I want to leave you with tonight. Build out. You have to build out the entire campaign first. Then you can go out there and start having success. This isn't a promise, ladies and gentlemen. This is a guarantee. What you think, booking speaking engagements is for special people? Yeah, it is. The ones that know how to market themselves. Better marketing equals high paid speaking engagements. We're not trying to send you out the door to speak for $0 to $1,000. Those days are over. You're just a better motivational jackwagon at $1,000 to $3,500. Those days are over. We want you going out the door for $5,000 plus. See, if you don't understand the value, you got to believe it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, belief, you can't smell it. You can't hear it. You can't see it. But you can feel it. And you got to start feeling these signature programs, or your audience is not going to be able to feel it as well. Now, as we're rounding out the call, because I got some other things I need to get into tonight, I'd love to take it a little bit longer, but that's probably going to be our last question. Austin, jump back in real quick for me, bro. Talk to my man, Troy.
Yes, sir.
Austin Troyer for president. You're the only person that matters in my life right now, bro. Thank you for schooling me on this technology, coming into my life, changing the game, helping me do something, putting together something that people really get value out of. And man, listen, from a personal standpoint, man, I want you to just comment on the results that we get for our coaching students. Like, you know, when we sat down and talked to Karis, man, she was not there when we all were sitting at the hotel in Austin, Texas, and we were having our meeting. Look how much she's grown from back then to where she is right now. How does that make you feel about what we put together, man?
Yeah, I mean, you and I both spend every single day of the week, all day, for those type of results for our students. And we realize that's the only thing that matters for, you know, everyone's success is, you know, our platform can't grow unless we're getting our students better results. And so, yeah, we spend 12, 14, 16 hours a day.
I love it.
doing everything we can to see stuff like that. So we're still in the infant stage of the results that are even possible with the platform. So I'm really excited to see what we can achieve for our customers and the lives that we can change. That's the biggest thing is, you know, we realize how much work is involved from each person to get where they want to be. But what the reward is, freedom from having to work a job, freedom from having to, rely on, other income streams. You can solely do speaking and live a really, great life and have abundance. So yeah, I mean, it's a really exciting journey, and it's everything to us to see results for our students.
Absolutely. Well, man, what we do on a day-to-day basis is a sum result of all the hard work and effort, all the ideas, the vision, and it's just an honor, man, to be on a platform with you, inspiring people like that, knowing that we both took a chance on each other, and that the students are taking a chance on us, and we're giving them the results that they want to get. Ladies and gentlemen, it is at the top of the hour. The topic we've been talking about today is creating all of the sellable and bookable topics to grow your speaker business. On behalf of my business partner, Austin Troyer, and the team at Speaker Focus, I am Kevin T. Robertson, the world's #1 speaker coach, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you right here next week at the same time for more information. Remember, class is always in session at Speaker Focus. I love you. All right. See you soon.